So here we are. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Our live streaming setup got a little messed up, but I'm going to do what I can here just on a phone. We are here at the Indianapolis Speedway under, well, partly cloudy skies, but actually they look pretty clear except for some contrails. It's a nice balmy 70 degrees. It's sunny outside, and winds are thankfully very light, which is good because I'm standing in front of our balloon. It's a big white sphere, about 10 feet wide now, and it's being just held to the ground by a staffer in a blue t-shirt, and he's keeping it from flying away because it's pulling straight up into the air. Attached to the balloon is a tether, a long tether that leads to a parachute that's going to be packed soon, and then linked to that are more long tethers that lead into these payload packages. The payload packages are small. They're about the size of half a loaf of bread, and they contain different experiments and different instruments. One of them contains a couple of eggs that the students from the School for the Blind have put in as part of an experiment. Another one contains instruments and telemetry, sensors for temperature, air pressure, and position. And then another one just contains rocks. This is a big orange box full of rocks for ballast. We're surrounded by people, and we're in an open area of concrete. It's about 30 feet wide, where we've got enough space to work with the balloon and the helium tanks that are feeding the balloon. But around that, there are hundreds, possibly like 1,000 people. As far as my eye can see, there's people gathered to look at this event, and with cameras and other recording equipment. Everyone's quiet for now. There's probably going to be a bit of noise once we actually start the launch in about 4 minutes is what we're aiming for. If you can hear that clinking sound, that's Brandon, our education director, who is screwing the tops back onto the tops of the helium tanks. He's got 2 big helium tanks here on the ground. They're about 5-6 feet long each. And we've just been using those to inflate this balloon. So now it's about to normal size. Now this balloon, it's only about, when I say only about 10 feet wide now. It's going to expand to about 5 times that or larger once it gets up high into the high atmosphere. And once it gets up high far enough, about 45 to 50 minutes from now, it'll get so high that it'll explode. Once it bursts, then the payload will fall back down through the atmosphere toward Earth, and then it will the parachute will deploy, and then we're going to go and chase after it to recover. So now we're just going to wait a few more. Okay, I'm going to try to find a space where I'm not in everyone's way. We're gathering people to hold the payload packages in preparation for the launch. One of them is a student from the Indiana School for the Blind. Another is Dave Schleppenbach, our CEO, and we'll get a couple of other people. The idea of holding up these payload packets is making sure that when this balloon gets released and it shoots up, it doesn't drag those payload packages over the crowd and conk people in the head, which would be unfortunate. For the people, also for the... That's someone asking why we're not using helium instead of hydrogen, which in fact today we are using helium to inflate this balloon. Normally the balloons are in fact filled with hydrogen, but we figured for today it'd just be a little less of a public relations question if we use helium.
Down here, right there, it's going to be about 700 times less that. That balloon keeps expanding bigger and bigger and bigger until it can't go anymore. And then that big shreds falls back down with the parachute. Shreds? You have to wait until the sun might be eclipsed today, but you can still see stars. Stars will be by starring on display. First, got a lot of way with Starry. Starry, proud sponsor.
When the balloon shreds, and we'll have other content about that later, there are slides about it, it literally like just splits apart into hundreds of tiny little ribbons and disintegrates into practically nothing. Okay, so now they're starting to release the balloon. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm going to get out of the way. Here we go. And Brandon is lifting the balloon, letting the balloon rise on the cable. So now it's up on the tether about 30 feet in the air. And Brandon is holding on to it with a big pair of sturdy gloves, just in case. He doesn't want the rope going through his fingers and possibly causing harm. And so now he's letting it go up, and the first payload package is up in the air, and now he's got the second one in his hands, and that's going up. And now he's taken the next payload packages from Dave and from our ISBVI student here. And now the balloon's a good 50 feet in the air. Okay, now everyone's walking to the center of the open space, and we're going to clear some crowd to make sure that nobody gets accidentally conked even when they release this. Okay, we're all going to start counting down. And student lets go of it, and off it goes. It's shooting up into the sky. It's going up very fast. It's going to be gone in, just very quickly. Even now, the dot that I can see is like the size of the tip of my pinky finger. Just a white dot with a trailing of 4 little pods behind it. They're glittering in the sun. And yep, there it goes. Okay. Well, we'll have more information about the results of the balloon launch and from it later on. We'll do another around 2 o'clock or so, 2:10 for the next balloon launch, and we'll also be doing a live